Hello, welcome. It's Pauline from PQW again. Just want to let you know that we've designed another brilliant quilting template for you to allow anybody that cannot free motion quilt. I want to be able to teach you how you can have controlled quilting without free motioning. And if you already know, we have got a lovely range of our templates that are already available. We have 6 in our sets, A, B, C, D, E and F, and we've just added the gorgeous G. So if you don't know about them, I would encourage you to go to our website, which is www.pqw.com.au. Have a look around at all of our gorgeous templates. Some of the packs have 2 in them, some have 3 in them, some only have 1 in them. But have a look around, because from this collection of templates, you can create thousands of quilting designs that you're going to be able to stitch, and you're going to have total control stitch length and manoeuvring of the fabric under the needle. So let's talk about set G. In this pattern, we have 2 wonderful different templates. They're both flower designs, and you can create lots and lots of beautiful shapes for quilting with these. You can also use them for applique, as a lot of them can be used for applique. Now, we designed these templates up to allow you to get confident with quilting and learning you control quilting the way we teach you. It is going to lead you into being a better quilter when you want to start free motion quilting. I just believe that those that try to free motion quilt without much training and without much practice, it's like starting your journey of going into university without doing all your lower grades. Like we all know, when we go to school, we start at kindergarten and preschool, and we work up the ladder till we get to university. We've got to build our skill levels up to be able to do it. A lot of people that try to free motion quilt want to be at university straight away. And when they can't do it, they just say they can't quilt. Well, let me show you that you can be a beautiful quilter using our technique. So the first thing we're going to do is prepare our sandwich, which I love to use, and you hear me talking about it all the time. My favourite batting or wadding is the Hobbs Heirloom double-sided fusible batting. 80% cotton, 20% polyester. Light fuse on both sides. Now what I do is cut my pieces to size. I lay them all out on an ironing surface, and with a hot dry iron I slowly press. Now, using this batting, it's going to make it very easy for me to prepare my design on this fabric to quilt. Now, I designed this technique to coincide with my Quilt As You Go technique. I wouldn't be using this technique if I was quilting a big quilt. I would want a free motion quilted. But if you are a person that wants to do your quilts Quilt As You Go, this control quilting system that we've developed is brilliant for you. So prepare your 3 layers just by simply ironing them together. Then choose what design you're going to do. Now, with all of our quilting templates on our website, which I will go over again with you, it's www.pqw.com.au. Go to the website and put in the search bar free patterns. So in there will pop up these pattern design sheets to show you all the different designs you can stitch out using this range of templates. Now, every time we stitch out new designs, which is every day I'm sitting at the machine, I come up with different ideas. If you subscribe to our website, we will let you know when there's new pattern sheets coming up for you. So do subscribe. So we're going to now trace the design on. Now, they're only small, but that's okay, because we can just repeat the pattern and we can come up with secondary designs. We can interact the patterns together all over the surface of our fabric. Whichever way you want to do it, the choice is yours for the design elements that you come up with. Now, I like to use a marking pencil, I'm going to be able to get the marks off the fabric. I want to be able to see the lines that I'm going to stitch. So I choose, and I recommend, strongly recommend, is the Bowhin fabric marking pen. Now this comes with a set of white leads and a set of black leads. I love it in the fact that it marks very, very easy. It just moves across the surface of the fabric beautifully. Doesn't rub off like a lot of chalks do. If I happen to stitch off the line, I can erase that out. And when I wash my project for the first time, all the lines will wash out. So if I'm going to mark onto my light fabric, I'm going to use the dark lead, but I don't push too hard with the dark lead, because the harder I mark, the harder the line is to get out. So I just want to do nice light lines so that I can see it. When I stitch over it and wash it, it's going to disappear. I can erase it out and it disappears. So let's mark on this design. Press down firmly on your template. There's no right or wrong side to it. There is a centre point marked. Now have your lead out long enough to go through the split. So you're going to need a nice fine pencil. A thicker marking pencil won't fit through the splits. Hold your pencil upright. If I'm drawing and I happen to bend my pencil to the side, I'm going to break the lead, and I don't want to do that. So just hold it upright, trace the design on. Once you've got your design on the whole surface of the fabric, it will be time to go and set up the machine. So I'm just going to continue to mark this design. Then I'm going to set up the machine, and we're going to do a little bit of stitching with you. So come join me at the machine and we'll show you exactly the settings that you need to set your machine to, and you'll have complete control quilting. Now, setting up our machine, I really recommend having a sew slip mat over the bed of the machine. Now, the ones we sell have got the big cutout in it for the feed dogs to work through them. I have an open toe foot on the machine, the foot that has nothing in the front, because we've drawn the line onto the fabric and I want to be able to see the line. Get yourself a packet of the titanium top stitch needles, size 80-12. They're the ones that I use for doing all my quilting. They are brilliant. Very big eye, so if you're using a nice fine thread, you're not going to get the heat friction going through a small eye that will split your thread. Having a large eye, very easy to thread, plus you won't get the heat friction. So they're the two things that I recommend to make this process really, really easy for you. So feed dogs up, open toe foot. My stitch length, I'm going to set it to around about 3.10, because I want my stitch length to be bigger than normal, because I'm going to be sewing through the 3 layers. Now, I'm not using a walking foot, nor am I safety pinning anything, because I've used the Hobbs Heirloom double-sided fusible wadding. So it takes out a lot of that extra work that we would normally do. So we have the design drawn onto the fabric, which we've done before. Very simple design. I'm just going to do a little bit of stitching on this to be able to show you how to maneuver this under the needle. But remember, we're working on small pieces. We're not working on a big quilt. But there's one setting on the machine that I want to teach you about that will make this very, very easy for you. When we put the pressure foot down and we start sewing, normal sewing, we have full pressure on the fabric. So when we put the pressure foot down, it's designed to sandwich the fabric between the foot and the feed dogs. Now, if I was going to stitch all of these lines with full pressure on the foot, as I come around these corners, I'd start to get a lot of puckering. I'd have to keep stopping and lifting the pressure foot to pivot around these corners. On our machine, most of our machines have a device to allow us to release the pressure off the foot. Now, on my machine, because it's computerized, I just go into the computer part of the machine. My normal default setting for pressure on my foot is 75%. I'm going to reduce that pressure off the foot down to 11. Then I lock it in. Now some machines have a button at the top up here, a knob, and you can wind that knob down to release the pressure off the foot. Some machines you can open the side door and there's a button in there that you can push to release the pressure off the foot. On my old Bernina, I had a wheel at the side and it was a plus minus. I would minus it right down. Don't take the pressure off the foot completely. If you do, your two threads will not connect together. So you need a little bit of pressure. You need to find what is the right pressure point for you to be able to manoeuvre this fabric under the needle without stopping and lifting the pressure foot all the time. So it's giving us control stitch length, control line that we're going to sew on, and we're not free motioning. So we are going to sew on a line. So it just makes it available for everybody to be a beautiful quilter without any of the stress, without any of the pressure, and we're totally in control. So when you start quilting, do whatever you want to do to make the start and the finish neat. I usually draw my bobbin thread up to the top, start, and then I bury the threads later on. But I'm just going to start stitching here. Now we're not going to sit over the machine and hug the foot like we normally do when we're free motion quilting. I always say just grab your fabric and steer this from the front. So as we come around, we're just going to manoeuvre this fabric under the needle. Now normally when I get to a point like this I would need to pivot by lifting the pressure foot, but because we release the pressure, you can see how easy this is to glide under the needle. And we just keep sewing around on the lines till we get every line stitched. There's no direction, you just find the where you want to stitch to be able to get around all of these different shapes that we're doing. Oops, we'll just get this thread out of the road. But all it is sewing on a line. You can appreciate if this was a big quilt, I'd be turning it too much under the needle. So that's why I don't recommend this technique for those that would put a full quilt together first. I recommend it for those that are doing their quilts quilt as you go. This could be a much larger piece and I could roll it up, but I certainly wouldn't be doing it on a big quilt. We're just going to pivot around again. I a lot of times go back over a row of stitching that I've already done. And that's why I like to use nice fine threads, but you just keep stitching. It will take you a bit of time, but I can guarantee when you finish you're going to have a beautiful, beautiful quilting pattern on your fabric. So we could be quilting around an applique like this. We could be doing waves, we could be doing any shape, but I designed all of the templates on a kind of a wave pattern, so you're just waving in and out of all of these designs. So I'm going to come around and stitch all the way around here, then I'll come back and do these inner parts, and then I come back and I'll do around the circle again. Very, very easy. It's just setting your machine up to allow you to be a very, very good quilter. So I'm going to go back to my work table and I'm going to show you some of the designs I've stitched out and show you the templates again. So come visit me back at the work table. So here we have one of the patterns stitched out, and I just love this one. And you can appreciate how gorgeous it'd look as an applique, can't you? But I've used this template that's in the pack, Set G. Remember, this is our latest release, Set G. The two different templates. So all I've done is trace the design on, and then I've gone and stitched on the line. And you can see stitches are even, everything stays perfect for me. All I'm doing is manoeuvring this under the needle. And I love this one. This is this second template in this Set G. Just trace the design on. I didn't put the middle circle in, I didn't want that. just put 5 of those on, and then I've come back and I've, using that open toe foot, what I did is I moved my needle position over a bit and I used the side of the foot as a guide, and I just echoed around the shape to fill in the whole pattern. And I think you'll agree, beautiful quilting patterns, but they're very simple to do because all I'm doing is this. But every stitch length stays even because the machine controls every stitch for me. So different to free motion quilting. Once you drop those feed dogs down and put your free motion foot on, your machine makes no stitches. You're the one that has to make the stitch. That's where the challenge is. So we're trying to take the challenge out of it and allowing you to be a very good quilter using our templates. Sew on the line, find the wave. Don't quilt the pattern, just find the lines and quilt for as far as you can, just swinging in and out till you stitch every line, and then all of a sudden your beautiful pattern appears. So this is the variety of different patterns that we've created for you to make you a very, very good quilter. Join us on our website, www.pqw.com.au. Download your free pattern sheets, subscribe to our newsletter so that we can keep you updated with everything, and visit us on our YouTube channel. Keep going back there, keep learning, because there's a lesson on all of these different designs. I want to be able to teach you how easy it is to quilt just like this. Start you at preschool and then keep you going until we can graduate you into free motion quilting. You can all do feathers. It's not hard. Sew on a line. So till we meet you again, bye for now.